Just like Amanda, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. And before we go any further and everybody embarrasses themselves out on the dance floor, I would like us to all please give a round of applause to everybody that put together this awesome day, Victoria and Eric's awesome day. My parents, Rick and Tony, and Victoria's mother, Miranda. So bear with me because I'm going to make fun of my brother a lot. I've been waiting for this. Actually, it's not that bad, but still. So a long, long time ago, like last May, this Victoria and Eric saga began after a romantic first encounter. You know, I also met Victoria for the first time that day as well, and I could instantly tell that Eric was smitten. He went straight into that kind of like man of mystery mode. He leans back, like his eyes get all squinty. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay. His voice gets like lower. It's like a bit like Ladies' Man without the lisp. So everyone here knows what I'm talking about. That's good. Regardless, in our family, you could say that Eric has been a little unlucky in love over the years. Brittany, the youngest, got married first to Cleve. Okay? Salsa dancer extraordinaire. Still trying to figure out the rules of baseball. My wife Emily and I, we had the longest courtship, 13 years until we married last September. I'm not going to make fun of it. And then there's Eric, the oldest, and Victoria, now the youngest. They obviously clearly felt that they had a lot of catching up to do. So almost a year from the day they first locked eyes at the Laurel Lanes on Route 73. Eric and Victoria have completed the biggest comeback in family history. Eric is not only back in the race, he's going from last to first. Us all in the process. So all this started with bowling, and we're now here after a year of incredible events. But that's what happens when you're in love, and I could not be happier for them both. But you know, guys, now that you've been married all of 3 hours, and with everything happening so fast, I feel like it's my now brotherly duty to already remind you, Victoria, why you married Eric. So as a younger brother, I'm qualified for this. I've had a unique view of his life up until now. My sister and I have always been present at all of Eric's best moments in life. But at 5, 6 years younger, we've only ever been a little more than spectators. For example, as an avid runner, my parents watched Eric win his fair share of state championships back in the day. But me, I was present, I was there, but I don't remember the actual wins. I remember things like sitting in a doctor's office with him after he got knocked out cold by a pole during a race. Coach Baker, I know you're in here and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was never his coach or his mentor like he was to me. Most of the time I was just a self-centered, pimply-faced preteen with a mind like a sponge. I remember things, and I've only been given clearance to provide you with PG-rated material tonight. So bear with me while I lay out some of Eric's best husbandly qualities for you, Victoria. And before I must start, I must state that I've been given license to embellish by my mother, who never, ever embellishes anything at all. So you'll be happy to know, Victoria, that Eric is a man of commitment. I know this because before he met you, his first love, aside from our late pup Missy, was his piece of crap Subaru station wagon. Aside from the fact he was a man in his prime driving a sketchy, seedy wagon, he did live out of that thing, so he made it work. The smell of noxious gases permeated your senses the second you stepped into its plush interior. You had to go on an expedition just to find the passenger seat, and when you found it, it was nice and lined with smelly, sweat-soaked towels. that he used to sit on while stretching. The car even had a pet name, Sexual Chocolate. So I remember the days of stepping into Sexual Chocolate. His used running clothes marinating in the back, and power bar wrappers up to my knees, the sweet sultry sound of Dave Matthews Band, one of only 2 bands he listens to, in the background. It only took him a decade to realize that sacrificing that car would be the key to finding not just you, Victoria, but any bride. He put that car down with dignity and affection. And once he did let go of Sexual Chocolate, something in his life changed. I mean, it can't be a coincidence that within a month of leasing his new Lexus, his future wife enters his life. I'm just very glad that he hasn't given you a nickname that rivals Sexual Chocolate. Or if he has, I'm glad we don't know what it is. Anyway, it took a real commitment to love that car as much as he did. He bought a station wagon and he owned it. So if he can handle that kind of commitment, I'm pretty sure he's going to turn out to be an above-average husband. So now, as you may know, Eric is also a tad competitive. In fact, all Bonnettes are. So far, Victoria, you have resisted his urge to turn you into an Olympic runner. And I'm beyond impressed by that. But he's not going to stop, so stay strong. His competitive streak is, however, what has made him so successful in every aspect of life. You don't run a sub-2:30 marathon and do it all laid back. You also don't run professionally over 120 miles a week at altitude for the hell of it. 5 years younger or not, I was never, ever given a win against Eric. I had to work for it. I had to earn it, or better yet, more to your liking, I had to bleed for it. Literally, Eric has left me scarred for life. Probably doesn't remember this, but at 8 years old, I had chickenpox. Eric and my parents felt it'd be in my best interest to get me out of the house to play some wiffle ball. Harmless, right? I agreed and joined them outside in the backyard as Eric offered to pitch me a few. Little did I know that pitch me a few meant rifling a wiffle ball at my face. The minute my parents turned around, the kid at that time clearly thought he was his allegedly roided up idol, Roger Clemens, as one pitch in particular popped one of those chicken pox, scarring me for the rest of my life. It's really not that great of a story, but you, Victoria, will learn to harness his intensity and his competitive nature to use it for good. Hopefully not evil. Now, Eric is also charitable. When Eric was a high school and college cross-country coach, we can all agree that this was basically a charitable thing in its own right. He also donated his time to the American Cancer Society and various running groups. He was just as charitable back in the day, too, as my older brother. When Brittany, our sister, and I were kids, he was charitable in that every once in a while, he'd allow us to play games with him. Us, his younger siblings, we were flattered, excited, happy, until we realized that this was not the game that we had expected. Is anyone sensing a theme here? So picture this. Our basement in Cherry Hill, when we were younger, had a wrestling mat and padded walls. All right. The game consisted of handing Brittany or I a Nerf football. The object was for the 10-year-old kid to get from one side of our basement to the other, while Eric, in high school... What was it?
On his knees.
Oh yeah, he was on his knees. He would tackle us to keep us from getting there. In his defense, we willingly played this game multiple times, knowing full well what the end result would be. Now, Brittany would cry. I would spaz out and probably attack him. But you have to admit, Eric was charitable in that from our numerous body checks into the padded walls, our older brother took the time to teach us proper agility, balance, and perseverance. We wouldn't have been able to get that type of beating anywhere else. Eric essentially was our sensei, teaching us to fend for ourselves. Victoria, I am positive that he will continue within your family his charitable ways. Eric was also a trailblazer too. Still is. He was killing it in high school, winning state championships left and right, segueing that into one hell of a successful career at William & Mary. Do we have any William & Mary people out there? Oh, yeah. He was also the first of our massive Bonnet family to join the dark side, the law profession. Everything he did with conviction, and I'm sure with the intent to pave the way for his younger siblings. In the area of personal style, for example. In the late 1990s, he made drastic changes to his appearance. Sensing the overwhelming popularity of NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, he thought it would be best to bleach his hair, pierce one ear, rock a puka shell necklace, and top it all off with a fresh Caesar cut. This was all in a bid to stay relevant in the harsh, changing world. So aside from all the running and the puka shell necklace, I resisted the urge to follow in my brother's footsteps when it came to personal style and fashion, but I have no doubt that Eric will continue to blaze a trail for his new family, perhaps starting to take lessons from his father. Also a trailblazer. Victoria, I'm sure you already realize this, but some combination of dressing up as Mark Twain, inventing board games and various squash or tennis serving apparatuses will all be in our future. And finally, Victoria, as you know, Eric is a truly refined individual. So refined, in fact, that Eric has only needed one dance move since he was born. He has spent the last 20 years or so working on the technique and precision, but it has served him well. It's a bit suggestive, so I won't try and replicate it here in front of such an esteemed crowd, but that doesn't mean I can't ask somebody else to. Brittany?
Like this.
Yes. In a little more than an hour or so, maybe less than that, you are going to see it in all of its glory. He is not shy and he does not discriminate. And Victoria, you have married that dance move for the rest of it. So with all of these wonderful husbandly qualities, I assure you that you have made the right decision today. I've talked so much about the past, but the wonderful thing about growing up is that eventually the words younger and older don't really carry much weight anymore. We are all seen as adults, so today I stand up here as a brother, a business partner, a friend, and his best man. And it's clear to me, Victoria, that this is the best day of his life so far. You have everything to do with it. So I wish you both nothing but the best. Will everyone please raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Eric Bonnet? Somebody drink double for Victoria.